All right, we are back. We are back. It's good to be back. We'll just get everything tested out. Okay, that sounds good. Sounds good. And we're just waiting for the TikTok chat to connect. So while we do, I might as well get set up. Test 1, 2. One day I will get the setup going correctly. Just not today. All right, so let's get it all started. All right, and we are now live on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. It's been quite a few days since I streamed. For those of you who have been following along the journey, I did have, let's put this up here. I did have a tournament over the weekend, so quite a few interesting games there. Definitely a lot of fun, and very happy with how I performed in the tournament. Winning against a higher rated player, beating the lower rated players, and losing to some incredibly strong players around the 2000 level. Not unhappy with how I performed in the tournament. I was going to leave the tournament early with 3 out of 5, but I did decide to stay for the last game, and unfortunately left the tournament with 3 out of 6, so a 50% score for somebody starting in the middle of the field. Not too bad. Now, just a reminder, we do have the new videos out, the Spanish 4 Nights opening, and also the 4 Nights game, and next week will be the Roy Lopez game. So make sure you check out the channel for that one. But let's get the board set up. Alright, looks like we got our TikTok chat connected as well. I am having a little bit of an issue with the game. Okay, so it says chess as well, so that's good. We got a little bit of progress today. I didn't stream yesterday at my regular time because I was having issues with TikTok, and hopefully now that's been resolved. And there we go. So I just wanted to test how long it would take to set the board up with the pieces on the complete wrong side, so they had to walk into each other. Mac 1, how much is this one? I think it's around 680 USD at the moment. Let me just pop my website on screen for you. It's actually on sale at the moment, 17% off. Is my button working? My button's not working. Wiki.com, and you can get that. Why is that not working? I think I know why it's not working. Let me just... We just had a few days off, so I'm in a bit of a technical catch-up. Oh, that's why it's not working, because it's the wrong button. Let me just put this back up. Let me just get off there. There we go. Wiki.com/Chessnut. You can get this board up to 17% off. They're doing a back to school sale at the moment, because that's where everyone wants to go back to school. Can you play me? I've never met you before, Fireflies, so maybe. We are going to start the day off. We are going to start the day off with some puzzles, and then I'm going to get in some gameplay. I'm hoping to get about 2 or 3 games today, and 2 or 3 games tomorrow, and my schedule will be updating to be streaming more at this time, and also in the evening. Now I'm breaking it into 2 different streams now. So the morning will be the over the board 3 hours of over the board puzzles and gameplay. And then in the evening will be about 1 hour to 2 hours worth of blitz play. So yesterday I actually played some blitz. And where's our blitz rating? Not sure if you can see it on there. Let me just see if I can bring it across a little bit. There we go. So up to 1443. Not bad. Not bad for a return to that game. That game is a lot more difficult because I'm not used to playing fast. But let's get into some puzzles. Let's do a puzzle rush to start with. We haven't done one of these in a while. And by in a while, I mean I haven't been on in a while. So I'm going to clear out the first ones just nice and quick. Get them out of the way because they are a little bit easy. And then we'll get on to the difficult ones over the board. What's this? White to move. We push here. Oops. That's a checkmate. And that's a free queen. And that's a checkmate. Amelia, hello, welcome, welcome. Let's just get that highlighted message going there. There we go. Welcome. Guys, if you are new here, feel free to jump in and say hi. Okay, so this one here, there's 2 options. That one looks good. Oh, but I'm in check. Never mind. What do we got here? We got that move there. That looks good. I'm not in check this time. There we go. We're up to level 12. And we'll probably go to level 20. Maybe level 30. Maybe level 30. Oh, I thought that was wrong then. That wasn't. How was the tournament, Jonty? Analyzing longer game, yes. Analyzing without using an engine, 100%. The tournament was good. I only scored 3 out of 6, but I lost to a 2000, a 1980, and an 1880. So all significantly higher than my rating. And we played some good games. Now, there was one game where I played pretty bad. Seb on Twitch, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Team Wiggy. So I'm going to turn down this music. I feel like it's too loud. Guys, let me know if the music is too loud. Let me just turn this music down because it just feels way too loud. Let me know if you can still hear that. Now, I have analyzed 2 of the games that I've played. Oh, Seb, were you watching over on TikTok? Actually, I think TikTok is the better one, believe it or not. Twitch is very hard to get an audience going on Twitch. Let's get back to... What do we got here? What's that move? That looks good. That looks good, but it's not great. Because you go here, they go here. Okay, I'm going to set this one up on the board. Because this one isn't screaming out to me. So let's get this one set up. So F4 and G5, yeah, Jonty, that's what I was looking at as well. But then after G5, they've got G7. So... Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So F4, King to H6, G5, King to G7, Rook to G8 is mate. But what about King to H5, and then you've got Bishop to F3. So that was the one that I saw, but I hadn't explored that one yet. If I go here, we got mate, and if we've got here, and they go down, we've got mate that way. So I think that's definitely one of those puzzles which is a much better puzzle. Because it makes you think of 2 ways. On which apps am I streaming on? I stream on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. So feel free to follow me. I was actually hoping to pop them up. They do have the little rotating banners with all the ones that I do. What ELO am I? Rapid 1791. And FIDE is now 1705. I've crossed that 1700 mark and new PB with that tournament the other day. So that's pretty exciting. This one is black to move. And for those of you who weren't here when I started, I am actually in the process of raising up my blitz rating too. Eric got it. Welcome, Eric. Thank you, Ben. Thank you. Is that Ben or Benji? Benji. Thank you, Benji. Yeah, no, I don't play. I don't play rapid. I don't play rapid on these. Sorry, I don't play blitz. I only play rapid. With blitz, I'll just play on the computer, because you got to be a little bit mindful of the time. This one is black to move. What's the issue with rook takes queen? Probably nothing. I think this one here, I think the thing that will trick people is they think they've got that and they rush it out. But rook takes queen just seemed fine. Yeah, level 20 is still a bit easy. I like to explain what happens in these ones rather than blitz through them though. Some people do get a bit of value out of that. White to move. No stalemate tricks. I'd just be looking at blocking. And if they go here, you can block. Seems pretty good to me. Alright. Okay, white to move. I'm not seeing this one. Is it white to move? It is white to move. Okay. All right. So this one here, Mr. Q, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Team Wiggy. So this one here, the rook was under attack, and I was focusing too much on the checks, but I think it's simply just take their rook. Take their rook seems pretty good. If e7, you have queen c2 check. What? d7. So I'm just looking at rook here. I don't see much of an issue with that. Vic, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Team Wiggy. Weird puzzle, weird puzzle. Alright, this one's going to be black to move. Okay, checkmate in 2. Yes, checkmate in 2. So, this doesn't work because of the bishop, but if we go here, they have to go across, and then we go up. The knight covers here, the queen covers here, and the rook covers here. Looks pretty good. Eric got it. Where am I from? I'm from Australia. It's currently almost 10 a.m. here, but I do streams as well in the evening, which will be around 9 p.m. So got a little bit of flexibility, but that stream is a little bit different to this one. Is this just checkmate in 2, black to move? I'll checkmate in 3. Okay, checkmate in 2. No, no, not checkmate in 2. Sorry, for some reason I'm thinking the bishop was over here. Hold on. Yeah, okay, that's better. That's better. So queen takes, king goes over here, queen goes here, threatening that. And even if they try to get back, the rook is covering the escape square. Checkmate in 3. Does anyone get it? Rook f8, queen e5, yeah. Yeah. So this one here, is it called luring it away? You're luring the piece away from defending that square. Then the queen comes over. That's a check. He has to block, and then that's a mate. And the rook covers there. And it's just that easy. Let me just bring my puzzle screen back. I always have this happen when I start my stream. Is it all set up? No, I gotta reconnect it. I can never get the board turning completely clean, and every time I spin it, it goes a little bit off, and it just hit my mouse and then went back on the screen. Okay, let's have a look. This one's black to move. That's a fork. That's a fork right there. Very, very common tactic. Oh, very nice, Ben. Eric, very nice. Okay, this one's black to move. And it looks like a queen sacrifice here. Speaking of queen sacrifice, I actually got a queen sacrifice to win a game in the tournament. Let me know if you guys want to go through the game that I won. It's quite an interesting one. Jonty don't know on Twitch. Stonefrog, welcome. After Puzzle Rush? Sure. This looks like it's a quick checkmate. Black to move. Oops. I played that too quick. I played it and I didn't realize that could block. My bad. But that's okay because now we can actually remove the defender. You liking the new Chessnut app? Very good. It's I've used it a couple of times. I'm still using Chess Connect on my laptop for the majority of the time. I did notice when I was doing the beta testing that I had to log in every time, which was really annoying. I'm hoping that's not a thing. I'm sure that will get fixed up, if it hasn't already. Actually, I think it actually has already been fixed, now that I think of it. What are we? Black to move. Looks like a checkmate in 2. Once the pieces are done setting up. Oh, great. Alright, I'll keep that there so I remember it's you, and I'll accept it later. If you could send me a message, because it's a different name to what we've normally got. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's good. You report the bugs and they fix it up really quick. I mean, what more could you want, really? You find a problem, you notify them, they change it. It's great. All right, this one is white to move. Speaking of which, it's currently 17% off this board and all the other boards. If you want to check out my website, it's got links to all of them. There is a sale on at the moment, so if anyone's interested in that, feel free to check that out. That brings this board here down to 680, I believe, with wooden pieces. A little bit cheaper if you want to get the plastic ones instead. White to move. Just take the rook. Let's just take the rook. I hate when puzzles like that. How much is the chessboard? Zainala. I'll put the website back on for you real quick while the board sets up. The next position. It's around 680 at the moment. if you use the code on screen. So it is on sale for the next week or two. And this one is white to move. We got a skewer, but I don't know if that's enough. This one's got me. This one's got me. So I'm looking at the skewer. King moves, you take, they take. They're up a piece. I will get it. There it is. There it is. Skewer. They go up, you go up, they go across, you go here, and then they move, and then the bishop can take, and then they take back, and you're actually up 3 points of material there. And finally skewer, and they go here, you can just take. A skewer or I get mate. I didn't even see the mate. I just too busy focusing on. Do I analyze fan games? Yes, yes I do. It's free. It's free. What do you mean? What's the price? It's free. But obviously, you know, there's a limit. Don't be sending me stuff if you're like a 2500, because I'm not going to be able to help you. But yeah, like if lower rated players or people around my level want analysis, 100%. We're all here to learn. And this is white to move. So I think it's rook c8. Somebody said rook c7. Only 2030 you'll be sending games. All right, I think I can teach a lowly 2030. So it's not rook c7 because rook c7 doesn't look right to me. Rook c8, on the other hand, does look right. They go up, and then you go here. And then they take, you take, and then they can't... oh, can they? Hold on. I mean, my instinct is just rook c8 straight away. I feel like there's something, that I'm missing here. There it is. That's what I was missing. I was missing the last key to the puzzle. So if you go here, if he goes up, you've actually got here. And if he goes down, then you've got here, and then you push up. So that was clear, but I just wasn't sure. Now, guys, keep in mind that the Puzzle Rush does occasionally go for a while. Let me know if we want to switch to the game review. If we want to switch to the game review, or if we want to keep doing the Puzzle Rush. Because I can always resume the Puzzle Rush later, but I am mindful that some people have to go. And this is black to move. Eric, you're up for the game review? So, my only problem with F2, and F2 is probably the move, but my only problem is what happens if they go here. They go here for check, you take, and then they could always take here. That leaves them with 2 pieces against your 1. Now, you don't have to take. Could always go here. And then they take, and then you take. So this one, to me, is a very messy one. I don't doubt that it's F2 though. I don't doubt it. So we're gonna go. And we'll keep going until we get one wrong, I guess. Big out. This is the Chessnut move. My website should be on screen there. Feel free to take a screenshot of that. That will link you to all of the boards. This one's the Chessnut move with wooden pieces. Also available in plastic. And it's on sale right now. It's always easier to find the moves in puzzles than in real games. Any tips to that? So the thing about doing puzzles is you know that you're in a puzzle game. You know that the puzzle is the goal. So you need to play more games. you need to find that good balance of playing games where you're actually looking, actively looking. But the point of doing puzzles is to help build your pattern recognition. And once you can stare at a position and something in your mind clicks, that something, Bungie, thank you for the rose. If something clicks in your mind, there's a tactic here, then that's how puzzles will sort of help. And speaking of tactic here, Knight F5, King F4, Rook D4 is looking pretty good to me. So, Knight here, check. That's covered. That's covered. So he has to go here, and then Rook comes up here. That's now covered by the Knight. That looks pretty good. Okay, black to move. Okay, so this one here, It's under attack. If we go up here, they block. But if we go here, they attack, and we've got one more move. Doesn't matter which way they go. And then we can take thereafter. This one's white to move. Okay, so we've got a fork here, but if we do the fork, the knight takes the bishop. So we do bishop takes knight, pawn take, and then we do the fork. That's really interesting that you find it quickly in Blitz, but you don't find it in Rapid. I'm the opposite. Guys, if you are new here, I do stream daily, 2 times a day. In the morning, which is now for me, will be over the board style content, and in the evening will be Blitz content. Okay, this one's a fork. This one's a fork. So rook takes, queen takes, queen takes, queen takes, knight check, and then move. That's what I've got. Let's see if I'm right. And there we go. Yeah, that can be difficult. That can be difficult. 2024, welcome. I don't know how to say your name. Welcome to Team Wiggy. Thank you for the follow. Okay, black to move. And this one is, it looks like rook, queen takes rook, bishop takes, and then rook c1. But is it better just to go rook c1 straight away, or queen c1? No, you have to take, because if you go either of these, they can just go there, and then they stop the checkmate. So you got to take the rook. I think part of the idea of puzzles is not to just work out the winning move, but also work out why some moves don't work. This is white to move. Let's just spin it around. Okay. How does he deal with g6? What do you got? Bishop f7, then g6 should be mate, but then you've realized. You know what's going on. Welcome. All right, we're at level 40. All right. Guys, if you tune into my stream tonight, in approximately 10 hours, you will get to see my cats because they do like getting on camera. I am working on my home setup, but it's a little bit different there. But I'm hoping I can up the quality. What's my record? 68, I believe. Okay, this one took me a little bit of time. I was looking at here, and then after knight takes here, I was trying to figure out how to recapture, but the knight moves off the square and actually allows a fork. So we got a fork with a fork. Now, just a reminder for those who have just tuned in, we're doing Puzzle Rush. We will be analyzing one of my tournament games shortly. I'm actually going to be showing off my favorite game. And then we'll do some gameplay after that. So that's the plan this morning. Probably going to do a bit of a longer stream today. Thomas, thank you for the follow and welcome to Team Wiggy. Changing my names. Welcome to Team Wiggy. Thank you for the follow. Okay, so let's have a look here. This one is white to move. Okay, so two things that spring to mind. we've got here and we've got here. Now, this is a fork, but they can capture, we capture. This is a checkmate threat they have to deal with. So they go here, and then you can do the fork. And game material is what I'm looking at here. Alright, welcome. Maybe, depends how low rated you are. Depends how low. Alright, this one is black to move. Got to try and get this board. It's not turning comfortably. It keeps going off the angle. Okay. Excuse me for the cough. So knight g3, king f2, queen f1 looks pretty good, but what if king d3? So, to share what I'm looking at here, this is the first move I'm exploring. Hits the king with check. If he goes here, then that's checkmate. But now I just need to figure out what happens if he goes here. Did we get it? Did everyone get it? Did anyone get it? Can you learn from your losses or wins or no? Yeah, absolutely. Cheshire Cat, today I'm using the Chessnut move. Guys, feel free to take a screenshot of that. Check out my website later. It's got links to all of the boards that I've reviewed, as well as tutorials on how to use them to improve your game. Let me just read the chat, because the chat's gone a little bit, what's going on? What's going on? Stonefrog, can I be your rugby coach? Definitely not. And somebody also asked how much is it? It's around 680 right now, if you use the discount code on screen. Let me just catch up with chat. So Jonty said you can learn from your wins or losses. There is no difference. That's 100% correct, because even if you have a winning game, you can still learn from your opponent's mistakes, and you can still learn from areas that you missed. I've got a few people talking about the ELO in there. Go ahead and put it in, guys. Don't be shy. Somebody's saying congrats. Ewan's got it. I know nothing about rugby, neither do I, Stonefrog. I'm a chess player. Okay, so the answer is knight here, king here, checkmate. Knight here, king here, queen, not there, queen here. They block. Wait, was it this? and then queen over here, and then the king moves, and then queen here, is what I got. Let's see if I'm right. Feels good, feels good. All right. Yeah, this chessboard is so good for puzzles. I absolutely love it. And the funny thing is, I never thought I wanted a moving chessboard. When I got back into it a couple of years ago, my wife actually offered to buy me a moving one, different one to this one, and I just said no. I said I didn't want it. But this one is designed differently, where the pieces can move independently instead of having to wait for one or another to move. So it's actually really good for puzzles. This one is black to move. Checkmate in 3. Yeah, checkmate in 3. Did anyone else get that? Rook h2, win the rook. I don't want to win the rook, I want to win the game. This is a7? a7? h2? What's happening? All right. So the answer I got is a discovered check on the king. Now the king has to move. He can't go along this file while the rook is on there. And he can't go here because the pawn is covering, so he has to go here. And then we've got the pawns and the bishops covering here. The rook can go up. The rook has to block, and then they take, and that's a checkmate. I think we're getting a little bit of confusion in the chat now. I think some people are starting to get them wrong, which is good. It means we're starting to get to a part in the rush, in the puzzle rush, that is a little bit challenging, which is good. That's what you want. You want to feel challenged. Newen, how much is the board? Pop the website on for you. It is currently 680, I believe, if you use the discount code. Guys, don't forget to check out that website. Check out my main channel. I've done tutorials and reviews on all this stuff. And let's get back into the puzzle. So it is white to move. I need to figure out a way to get my board on the Lazy Susan so that it always spins in the same spot. White to move. I feel like this is just a4. Oh, but what about f4? f4 doesn't achieve anything. So f4 doesn't really achieve anything. It just allows the king to get closer to this pawn. a4, on the other hand, if the rook wants to come down, that's fine. a4, king goes up, a5, and then the rook has to move, and then a6, and then the rook goes there, and then the pawn promotes. So that's what I'm thinking there. Did anyone else get a4? a4? h4? h4? a4? Thomas got a4. Newen got a4. We got sack the bishop. Newen, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Team Wiggy. Speaking of Team Wiggy, I will be setting up a Discord server shortly. And no, before you ask, Stonefrog, that is not the big surprise. I'm still working on that. Oh, that reminds me, I've got to ask somebody about that today. So, Stonefrog, if you're there, Jonty, anyone who's regular here, you will benefit from what I have planned. Kind of. So, make sure. Shura, thank you for the follow, and thank you for following twice. Welcome to Team Wiggy twice. Remind me before we finish today, I need to contact the person to see if I can do what I want to do. Because if I can do what I want to do, then it's going to be good. It's going to be good. And a4. a4. So people are saying sack the bishop on c6. Sack the bishop on c6. So the question here is, do they have to take? Ray Ven. If they have to take, then that's great. But they don't have to take. Instead, bringing the bishop up, the king can simply come up and attack the bishop as well. So we don't want to give them an opportunity. Right now, if we push and the king goes up and we push, now the rook has to move. And then we push, and then this pawn is suddenly getting hit. So I do think with 98% confidence, we'll go 99, that it is a4. There we go. And off goes the king. And we push. And now we attack the rook. There's a right way and a wrong way to do this. And the right way is moving the king towards the center, because if the rook comes across, the king can go up here. Or maybe here. Kurt, thank you for the follow on YouTube, and Bo, thank you for the follow on TikTok. Welcome to Team Wiggy. Blunderbale, welcome. What's going on? So yeah, we got a few disputes happening in the chat on what the correct moves are. So this is good. Keep the mind working, and we'll solve the puzzles together. What's my max puzzle rush? 68. 68 is my max. And this one is white to move. Do a little professional shirt pull right there. What's my elo? My elo is 1791 rapid and 1700 FIDE. And we are white to move. Alright, so material is not equal. They're actually up one piece of material. Oh no, sorry, we've got the bishop down there. Sorry, I missed that one there. So material is equal. So now this fork is looking somewhat good. I'm not seeing better than the fork. I'm also trying to see if there's any sort of tricks they have. They don't really have a queen trap. So let's say they go here, we go here, they go here, we go here, and they go here, then the queen can dip out here. So the queen has a way out. Very good, Blunder, very good. What's my next over the board tournament? So I had one 2 days ago. Unfortunately, I don't see any coming up. There is a few big ones. Unfortunately, I think they all fall on a weekend where I'm actually working at an event. So there is a weekly tournament that I can join in, which is a 60 plus 30, 1 game per week tournament. I might join that one. I haven't decided yet. I don't know the point of this move. How did I go at the tournament? I started middle of the field and I finished middle of the field. So I had 3 wins, 3 losses, and the 3 games that I lost were all against much higher rated opponents. And the games that I won, one was against a lower rated opponent, one was against a opponent who was just slightly lower rated than me, and another was against a higher rated opponent. So happy with the results, but I'm more happy with how I played. Except for the last game, which you will never see. You need to start playing over the board, absolutely. And it doesn't matter if you fail. Not enough practice with a board. Check out this website here. Yeah, I've got all of these boards, and I think playing over the board really helps when you get to an over the board tournament. So, you know, I've got the Chessnut Pro over there, which I use for my practice in the games. It's a lot different over the phone. It's a lot different over the phone. It's a lot different on the laptop. I tried playing Blitz games last night on the laptop, and it was so difficult. Now, what is this move trying to do here? He's trying to go here. Is that the move? Alyssa, thank you. Is that the move? Is that what he's trying to do? This is a tough one because I'm not fully seeing the idea, but I'm also, there's a bunch of ideas that I've got, and if I'm seeing the wrong idea, then I'm going to get this wrong. So my idea is he wants to trap the queen. The queen can't go here anymore, has to go here or here, and then they can go back and forth and force a draw because they're down material. What I'm looking at here is bishop here attacking the rook, and now if they come down, I can take the rook, they can take my queen, and I can take, and I'll have 2 bishops and a rook versus a queen and a knight. That seemed better. So yeah, that's the only thing. Let me catch up with chat. Stonefrog, you should absolutely go to that club. Chess clubs are most of the time, very welcoming, very friendly. And it's just good to play over the board. Will you get nervous in tournaments? Absolutely. And I think once you play more and more tournaments, those nerves will settle down. So you should definitely look at playing in club games. Okay, I just figured out what was wrong with this move here. This move here, they can simply take there. This bishop has a job to do. No. All right. All right. All right. That was good. That was good. That got us. Well, it got me. That got me. Yeah. So, take there. Somebody's saying queen h2. Maybe you mean queen h7. So I said here, this I don't think was going to work. Yeah, this one's tough. Ah, there it is. Is that it? Yeah, there it is. There it is. Just get the queen out. So I had the right idea. That was going for a trap. They were going for a trap. It was just a case of getting the queen out. And I tunnel visioned on these two way too much. But it's just simply moving over here. Damn. All right. Black to move. And you know how it is. What do you mean, how far did I get Costas? 45 before we got one wrong, yeah. Okay, if this knight wasn't here, the answer would be knight here attacking the queen, queen moves, and then bishop takes. But because they have knight takes, that's still good for them. So the answer is something slightly different, but I just don't know what it is yet. Thank you all for the blessings. I tried to mute my microphone. I tried to get away, and Right as I got to the computer to press mute, it just came out. I was just like, oh. Oh, again. Yes, I am also a minimum 3 on the sneeze factor. If I sneeze once, I'm sneezing at least 2 more times. That's pretty much the rule. And I should have known better, because when I left the first time, I sneezed once before I hit mute. And then I sneezed a second time. So you didn't get the second one. But, yeah, I'm back. Okay. Bishop takes b4 is interesting. Bishop takes b4. Did anyone get that? Thomas got it. How cold does it get? It's not about the cold which is causing me to sneeze. It's more what's in the air. I really like Bishop b4. The queen will add an extra pin to the knight, and then we can go up here, and even if the bishop takes, the other knight can come in and still threaten here. And if the king wants to defend, then the knight will come up here and check the king and the queen. And I don't know what that move is, but that just seems like a bit of a blunder. What's the weather like? It's a bit chilly. What's my record for survival? 68. White to move. Yeah, guys, I seem to be hit with a bit of an allergy right now, so I'll just be back and forth. Picro, welcome to Team Wiggy. Costas, congratulations on the 69 puzzle rush. I mean, queen takes looks pretty good. Queen takes b7. Problem with queen takes b7 is they've got bishop here, you push, they take, you take, and then they've got 2 under attack. So that seems pretty good. I'm not seeing anything better. Guys, if you are new here, feel free to follow me. I do content pretty much daily now, streaming at this time over the board content, and I'll be streaming in the evenings Blitz content. So a lot of content coming up. I also do YouTube as well. Videos coming out weekly on there. This is white to move. I'm just absolutely loving this move here, and I can't stop thinking about it. This move here, and then queen here. King goes across. We got that. But the queen's defending here, and I'm just not seeing it. We do have a fork here as well. Maybe I can explore that for a bit. I'm sadly leaning more towards the fork, because even if I go here, they've got here and the queen doesn't have access to these squares anymore. I mean, it does. They take, I take, but that's not what we want. So looking at the fork now. Okay, so this didn't work. Oops, this didn't work. But then I realized that we had a fork here. And that's the thing, like when you're playing, that's what I found when I played at this tournament. You look for all the best possible replies, and then when they do something that's not so obvious, I found that was the time to do a good blunder check. Black to move. Mark. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to Team Wiggy. So this one here, I look at this move straight away, and if he goes here, then I go here, and then he goes here, and then I push, and it's very hard for him to stop the pawn, but he does have here, and then I go here, and that's all good as well. So here, 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 push, up, block, seems good. And here, and then if he goes up, that's the only thing like I haven't really looked at yet. Well, if he goes to either of these squares, then you've always got the fork as well. And if he comes back in the center, then the bishop can kick him off the center. So that's good. And if he goes here, then the bishop can kick him off the center straight away. Joanda, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Team Wiggy. Okay, so this is the one move that I wasn't expecting, but I think you just simply have here. Benny Doom, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Team Wiggy. I think you've just got it here. There's nothing to worry about over here. But here, okay, so here king goes up, queen, take, and then bishop takes, protecting the rook. Seems pretty fine. Only move is to take the pawn. Okay. 49. I'm going blank on this one. I'm looking at these two and I'm just trying to figure out which one is better. So we got the bishop takes and the knight takes. So knight takes, pawn takes, queen here, king here, and I'm not seeing anything else because this is protected. I'm just not seeing anything. So bishop takes, pawn takes, queen here, king here, and again, it's protected. I mean, you could take and they take and then you take and then they go here and then you go back, but then the queen comes down. So I'm jumbling everything up. I've definitely got puzzles like this wrong in the past. So give me a moment. See, knight clears way for the pawn to move up as well. So that's something. Knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes, queen takes, check, moves across, check, comes up, check, comes down. That's the only problem with it. So, but I think it's onto something. I thought I had something there. Maybe if maybe I got the move order wrong. Let's have a look. I got the move order wrong. I got the move order wrong. Yeah. Yeah, I got the move order wrong. That seems to be a common disaster for me in these Puzzle Rush, is I will get the move order wrong in a lot of puzzles where I had the right idea. Alright, black to move, and I think they've just gifted me with a little bit of an easier one, but maybe not. So what I'm looking at here is the fork, but they actually have here, defended by the queen. So, what if we do it anyway? A fork takes and then another fork. Get out of my game. Yeah, they give you an easy one after the difficult ones, for sure. Is that just a checkmate? Is this a checkmate? What did I see? I saw something. Yeah, there it is. So check. Can't go here, 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 or here. So he has to go here. And then check. And if he goes here, that looks like a checkmate. And if he goes here, then that's a checkmate. Emmanuel. I'll pop the website on screen now. Feel free to take a screenshot of that. That will have links to their store where you can buy it, and I've also done reviews and tutorials. And if you use that code, you'll get 17% off for a sale they've got on at the moment. How much does it cost? With the discount, I think it's around 680. With the ones with wooden pieces, and if you get the ones with plastic pieces, they're going to be a bit cheaper. White to move. Three different ways to capture. And I think I picked them in the wrong order. At first I was like, well, this is the way. But then I was like, no, wait, we got to do check first. But then they can block. And then I realized we got to take with the queen. Oops. And then the queen takes, and then the rook takes, and then they can still block, but the queen is moved, and then the pawn can take. Exploit the pin. Georges, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Team Wiggy. White to move? Yeah, white to move. Okay. So there's definitely a checkmate here. Definitely a checkmate. Okay. Not too difficult, this one. So, queen here covers this square, the pawn covers this square, and the queen covers this one. So the king has to go up. So if he goes here straight away, that's checkmate, that's fine. If he goes here, bring the rook across, and then when he goes here, we go checkmate, and if he goes here, we can simply take. And then if he blocks again, we can simply take again. That looks good to me. Yeah, don't be tempted by taking the bishop. All right, what do we got? Black to move, black to move. Okay, white is slightly ahead in material, and if we do bishop takes pawn, king moves, and then take, it would actually be equal in material with a few extra pawns, maybe? Not good enough. Not good enough. Okay. Bishop takes, king moves, takes the rook, queen takes, pin on the knight, and the pawn is no longer there to come up and defend it. It's a light square bishop, so it can't defend the knight, and the rook can't get there to help. That looks good to me. Anyone else get that? Let's go with it. Let's go with it. Oh, didn't see this move. So now I'm looking at queen f1. It's queen f1, king to h2, queen to f4. If pawn blocks, that would be a mistake, I would assume. Yes, it would. King back to h1. The queen's in a different position now. The queen's in a different position now. And then check, back, and then bishop here, attacking the rook and attacking the knight. Have I overcomplicated that? Have I overcomplicated that? I don't think I've overcomplicated it. Let's try. Let's go. The next one is white to move. Okay, bishop takes knight, pawn takes bishop, queen takes pawn, setting up rook to g3 is what I've got here. So bishop takes, if pawn takes, queen takes, super funny, super fun. Welcome to Team Wiggy. We also like to have fun. So if bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes, pawn push, for example, the queen is hanging, but we've still got this checkmate over here. Bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes. I don't think there's a way for them to defend against it. Bishop takes, pawn push straight away. Again, we can go queen here. So I think it is bishop takes. Scholar, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Team Wiggy. Just want to apologize to everyone. I've let you down. I've let you down. What happens if we go... Oops. What happens if we go mate in 4? Ah, got to do this one first. Okay. And if we go here, what did I miss? What did I miss? Yeah. What did I miss here? Queen to c2, and then here, and then here, and then take. And then they take with the H pawn. Ah, okay. Okay. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. We're not going to go again. We are going to do the analysis of the tournament game. So I'm going to switch boards. Let me just reset this one up, because I'm lazy and people like watching it set up. I'm not lazy, I work very hard. Leave me alone. All right. Alright guys, I'm just going to switch over the boards. I will let everyone know, because a lot of people do watch these because they are interested in the boards. They are on sale right now. This one here is a Chessnut move, and everything is 17% off, and that's a good deal. So this one's a Chessnut move. We'll get rid of this. And then we have the Chessnut Go. This is like a nice little easy magnetic one if you've never used an e-board before. Now the ones I'm going to show you here don't have moving pieces. These ones are regular pieces. But and I've lost my queen. Oh, it's alright. And so this one is quite a popular one. I've done videos on all of these as well, so make sure you check those out. Next one we've got is the Evo. This one's got its own little tablet on the side of the board. I'll actually be doing a video on this next week. I was meant to do it yesterday with somebody else, but unfortunately we ran into some filming issues and couldn't get that one done. So this one's a cool board. And of course we've got the Chessnut Air Plus. This one looks just like the Pro. Which is the board we're going to use now. Jonty, I have a affiliate with them, and I do go to events on their behalf from time to time. So I did New York in January. I did an Australian event in April. I did Taiwan in June, early June. I did Hong Kong FIDE World Rapid and Blitz tournament in late June. And I've got one more event coming up in October. And so I do go to events and show off these products and represent the company, yes. What's my favorite board? It's between this one here, the Pro, because I like the tournament size, and also the Move. So the Pro I like doing my games on, and the Move I like doing my puzzles on. If I was to pick between one of the two, it would be a very hard choice on which one I wanted to get. Very hard choice. The Pro is the first board that I got. And now, what I wanted to do, and I don't know if I can do this or not, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna see if I can connect this board I'm going to see, am I sponsored by them? So they have sent me most of these boards. I did buy this board personally. This is the first board that I bought from them. And, but they have sent me like the ones that you see in the background. Yes, they did send those all to me to do reviews and tutorials on. Now, there we go. All right. So now let's get a, just in case I can use this for the YouTube videos. I'll see if I can. All right. So now we're going to have a look at one of the games that I played during the tournament over the weekend. And it's not my best win ever, but it is a good win, and I'm proud of this win. So we're going to go through this game, and we're going to see if any issues arise. Now, I do have a live chat with me, and they can talk and give ideas, so it'll be interesting to see what we can come up with. Now, I was white in the game. Oh, sorry, I was black in the game. And my opponent played e4, so I played d6. Now, the point of d6 is the perk defense. Let me just flip the board around. Do we want the board flipped around, or do we want to see it from white's point of view? Let's flip it around. Let's flip it around. How do I flip it around? How do I flip it around? There it is. There we go. All right, so we got it from black's point of view. So this is the perk defense, and the idea behind the perk defense is I'm actually going to allow white to take the center, and I'm going to develop, and the idea is to put my bishop in the corner, put everything around, castle my king, and then attack the center when I'm good to go. Now, they played d4, so they take the center and I attack the pawn. And the logical thing here to do is to defend the pawn with a knight. And I go with my setup. Let me see if I can change the delay here. There we go. So I want to get my bishop here, and yeah, it's just a matter of what does he do next. Now, I had somebody else in the tournament play the classical variation where the knight came out, and I got a good game from there, but unfortunately I made a mistake with my notation and I can't reconstruct the game correctly, which is a bit disappointing. Now, he took a while to think about the move here, and he actually went here, and this is a move that I'm not too familiar with. Let's see if I can put in other moves. I can, great. Okay, so he went here, and this move is very strange to me, and there's a reason why I don't like playing it. And the reason is it actually has some traps to it, and I actually found this out a few days before playing in this tournament when I went here. And what happened next was they pushed the pawn forward. I captured. They captured. I took. They took. And now my knight is in trouble. And once we move the knight, they're able to bring their knight in and attack, and you can just see how the eval bar is really in their favor. And this is a trap. The bishop g5 is not a line that I know very well, so I was struggling a bit there, but fortunately I lost that game a few days earlier. And let's just put everything back where it was. So, oops. So, fortunately, I lost that game a few days earlier, and I was able to figure a good defense against it. And I went here. And now the point of here, this is the check perk, but also the point is to push the pawn up here and get a good queenside attack going, because when they bring their bishop out here or here, they normally want to bring their queen and then castle. So, trying to think what he did next, and I do believe he went here, and I followed up with my plan to go here. He brought the bishop out, yes, he brought the bishop out, and I went here. And the point of going here, even though it's showing as an inaccuracy, let's turn the, we'll leave the analysis on. Even though it shows up as an inaccuracy, it's got a threat to it. And that threat is pushing the pawn here, attacking the knight, and attacking the bishop at the same time. So if he was just to do something like that, for example, I could push, and I'm attacking both pieces at the same time. Now the eval bar is showing that it's still fairly equal, so there must be something good there. But let's say he was to do this instead. Actually, sorry, I think the eval bar was saying he was winning there. It's actually saying he was winning. So if he takes, we take. And if the knight... Ah, okay, so he's got the bishop here. Okay, good to know. So it's not quite a threat, but my opponent still answered it in a way that I can't take. Knight here. And he castled. And now this is the part where I have a few different options here. And the move I really wanted to play was pushing the pawn forward. Push the pawn forward, the knight goes back, and then take with the queen. But I didn't like it after something like queen here. But now looking at it, if I was to do that, I actually have rook here. And now my only problem is queen here, and then my options are either to retreat the queen to e6 or trade the queens, and I don't really want to do either of those. So that's why I didn't play it in the game. So I actually played here, and that's showing that it was a miss. So it was saying that b4 was best, but then it's actually saying the knight should have gone to e2. Knight to e2, and then queen takes a2, and then queen takes b4, and I just didn't like that. So that's how I played. But now let's turn off the eval, and let's have a look at the next position. In the game, he played here. And I'll leave this as a challenge for people to see what the next move should be for black. Take your time and see if you want to chuck in a move there for black. So b4, 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 it's a very interesting move because b4, let's say they take with the pawn, we can take, the queen will move, and then we've got good stuff going on here. Take with the pawn, we take, queen takes, we've still got good stuff going on here as well. So I really liked b4. And that's what I played. And now, he actually went back. Very defensive. And what did I do next? I took, and if he takes, I could have taken, but it's a little bit risky, and I didn't actually plan on taking. I actually planned on bringing my knight towards the king side. So he actually took my knight first. I captured back, and he took, and now we just need to stop and see, can we see what his plan is? Something has changed in the position, and it's making it very risky. Yes, he's looking at bishop g6. So the problem is, if I take this pawn, he can actually sacrifice his bishop and take a free pawn. So I took the pawn, and he took the bishop, because if I capture back, this is checkmate. So let's get our tactics out and see if we can find the way around this move. What tournament did I play? This was a local tournament. So we had a few people from other states travel to it, but it's mostly Sydney locals. Yep, FIDE tournament. This was an 1800, and I was a high 1600. So the move here was bishop, pawn takes bishop, and it had to be done with this pawn here, because after they come down, the king has a square to get out. So I calculated all this, made sure it was all good before taking. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So check, and then block. And I really like this position, not just because I'm up a bishop, but because of how all my pieces are. Now the queen was hanging, but this knight is doing such a good job of holding everything, really taking away any sort of ideas for him. So now it's his turn to move, and I'm already thinking of ideas that I can do. And one of the ideas I have is bringing the bishop out. 100% I'm winning this position. I'm up 3 points of material now. And everything's all good. I'm about to connect my rooks, and he plays this move here. Oops. Why is that not working? There we go. So he plays this move here, and now the question is, what is the point of that move? It's actually a really good move, and I didn't see the point of this move in the game. All I know is I don't really want to trade this pawn and open up this file. The F file. So C file's over here because we're in the other orientation. So it opens the F file if we capture. If I capture, it opens the E file. And I didn't want to do that. So the push, it had a little bit of purpose to it, and it wasn't just opening the file. There was something else. wasn't just opening the file, there was something else to it. Knight f3. Knight f3, and I didn't see this in the game. So I played bishop out, and the way I see it, this kind of helps protect my king a little bit here, but also it allows my rooks to connect and come in and move around and join the game. And then he played knight f3, and I did not see this coming. Costas, since you wanted to figure out the last one, I'll let you solve the next move. Knight to d5. So knight to d5 was one of my candidate moves, but it's not the move I played in the game. Definitely one of my candidate moves. Knight to d5 attacks the queen, but then you realize there's a big problem with knight to d5. Knight to d5 and this queen is actually hanging. So when I discovered that as a candidate move, I quickly dismissed it because we don't want to drop the queen. Yeah, we don't want to play the Botez gambit. No way. So knight c5. Knight c4 you mean? Knight c4. It will protect your queen, but I don't think it achieves too much. Amarul. Queen to c5. And queen to c5 is a good move, in my opinion, because now I've got a very serious threat that he needs to worry about. So yes, I'm giving back one of the pawns, but I have a way to get my king to a safe square. And there's a few different squares here that he could go to, but I think the most logical one is actually keeping my king in a pin. I don't think bringing it up is safe, and I don't think bringing it down is good either. So I think taking it here is actually the best move, because I still have checkmate threatened on the next move, so he has to deal with my threat after I move away from his threat. And this is where the position starts getting fun, because all of my pieces are kind of helping each other out. The knight's stopping the queen from going to places, the rook is stopping them all, the queen is helping the bishop. So just move aside. And now he has to play defensive. And I was quite happy when he did this move, because that was his one good piece. In fact, it's looking like I can trap his queen quite soon. So capture and capture. And again, the queen is protecting the bishop, so the bishop is safe. Rook across. And I was expecting him to go here, but he actually went here. Who can find the next move? So rook d3, do you want to double check that? Or are you confident? take it back. But you said for sure. Oh, I think something's certain here. Now, one of my candidate moves here again was bringing the knight here, but I kind of figured I really like what I've got going. Does he have a perpetual? Great question. And the answer there is no, because of this pawn. Now, the queen is here, so the queen can't get in and do anything because their own pawn that they moved up earlier is blocking that. And that's what I calculated. If queen takes here and king went here, then they would have a perpetual sort of thing going on. But the queen is guarding. So if queen goes here, can actually take, and then rook takes, and then king goes there, and it's all good. So if rook goes here, king can just go up here, and the queen can't get in because their own pawn is blocking, and that's why it is safe to take on rook d3. And now, if they take with the queen, we trade queens, and that would look like this. Queen takes, rook takes, king here attacking the rook, pawn takes, king takes, and you're up a rook. So they took with the rook, and then we go here. They went all the way back. And now, because they went back, this pawn was no longer attacked. I can double the rooks. And then they went here, find the move. Find the move. Queen e3, brilliant move. Queen a3, and then the game was over from here. Because if knight blocks, that's going to be mate. And if we go back a few moves, and if rook takes, then it's checkmate. So I finished the game with a lovely queen sacrifice, and very happy with that game too. Now, the only spot that was a little bit strange for me am I not in the... Let's just make this the main variation. There we go. That's the main variation now. So the only move that I missed in this game was this one here. So let's get that set up real quick. So this one here, it says it's a miss. Oh, I didn't have to take the rook either, but I like taking the knight. I like taking the knight. That was the line that I calculated in my mind. When the knight blocks, just take, it's check, and then take the rook. But yes, taking the rook would have been just quicker done. DH Germany, thank you for the kind words. I am back. I did not stream yesterday simply because I was having technical issues with streaming, but I am back now. 3 or 4 moves before. Let's have a look. This one here. Let's have a look at this one here. So I went queen there. I might be inclined to move the knight first. The knight first might be the better way to do it. It's actually saying b4. Let's have a look at the knight move. Yeah, knight move was better. What about this? a5 is good. So a5 is still better than the queen move as well. What about queen here? Attacking the pawn. So I've got a lot of good moves and I just played like the worst of them. Does c5 work? Does c5 work? So c5, bishop takes pawn. I think you're in a bit of trouble there. So we don't want to do c5. Bishop here probably works now too. So I think with the queen move, that might be a little bit too autopilot. But yeah, I think I like this better. What about bishop here? Yeah, so there were a lot of different moves that could have been better. But yeah, I went with the queen move. And yeah, the knight move here. So here, 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 and then here is a mistake. And it's very hard to see how this is better for me. It's very hard to see how this is better. What's the eval saying? 0.3. I want to go here next. 0.4. I assume they're going to go here. Queen a3 is good, but not the best. What would they have done? What would they have done? If they were a good player, what would they have done? They would have gone c3. I'm actually happy with c3. Much happier with c3 than I was with a3. Yeah, so definitely some stuff in there that could have been much better. I'm just not sure what. Maybe here now. That can't be good. No. No. Here. No. Okay, now I'm making inaccurate positions. I'm not getting this, So he goes here. Yeah, I'm falling back to this one again. And the point of this one is just to go here next. I feel like that's good. They go king d2, so they start running. Probably a better game for blitz, doing moves like that. Alright. So that was my game against an 1800. And honestly, for me, it was a very fun game. Very, very fun game. Now, speaking of games, we haven't played any today. So I think we play at least one rapid game. Definitely one of the, let's connect the board. Definitely one of the longest streams I've done, but we're gonna go for like another hour or so. We'll play one game, a 15 plus 10. All right, we are at 1791 with a couple of wins last week. It has been a few days off since I've been playing the games, but we will be getting back into them now because I was at a tournament the last few days, so I have been very busy, but that's not going to stop us from trying to get to 1800. And maybe today, depending on our opponent, we may be able to. So let's get into the game. Alright, so we are white. And I'm going to play e4. They play e5, so I'm going to go for a Roy Lopez. Okay, so they go for, what is this called again? The I don't want to play it. So I'm going to transpose into a 4 knights. And now I don't know what to do, so I'm just going to go with some good development habits. Petrov, that's it, the Petrov defense. Now when I was younger, I used to always take, and they take, and then the pawn goes here, and then they move their knight back, and then you trap their queen. It's a lot of fun. But obviously, obviously you can't get away with that forever. As you start to climb up in the rating, people do not fall for that kind of nonsense anymore. So we're going to get into a very symmetrical game here, I think, because he's gonna pin my knight. I'm gonna pin his knight. Okay, so he goes here. He doesn't want me to pin his knight. Actually going to offer bishops and see if he'll trade. He won't trade, he'll go back to b6. But if he did trade, I get a little bit of a stronger center and I get to castle with an open rook. So he goes back. and I'm not going to give up where I want to castle yet. This is completely new to me. I'm not in any sort of prep or anything like that. I'm just sort of playing moves. He's got that hook on H6 that I could always take, so that's kind of interesting if I take there. But I don't think there's anything good about it yet. All right, I'll be back in a moment. So the whole point of going a knight here is because I'm afraid of, sorry, bishop here to pin the knight is I'm afraid of the knight coming in. Now he breaks that pin. So now that bishop is busy dealing with that pin. I guess I can castle. And if the knight comes down here, well then I'm going to trade the bishop first. With check. But I'm not sure how I'm going to deal with this knight. Okay. Oh, he takes with the inside pawn. That is quite interesting. Why did he do that? Why did he take with the inside pawn? Because now I get a nice little outpost. Now he can always kick my knight away or deal with that outpost, but he can't do it with a pawn anymore. I really thought he would take with the outside pawn, and then from there, I thought he would take with the outside pawn, and then open his rook. So taking there, opening the rook is what I expected. Nine minutes. Okay, so he's chasing the bishop around. I don't mind that. I just got to find a way to like my knight on d5 is doing really good, but he can always deal with that. So I've got to figure out a way to move forward now, because my knight on f3 is not being that helpful. One idea is to actually push, but that will kick him away, and I don't want to do that. But to push, kick him away, and then bring my knight back and start bringing the attack in somehow. I can't go here because he can simply take. We've got this going on as well. So we've got a lot of stuff happening here. just need to make my pieces a little bit better. This is a bit of a waste of a move, but I have some reasons to it. I am down on time, so I do need to find a good plan. I just can't find it yet. So that's a little bit of a waiting move, but it also gives my bishop somewhere to hide so that he can't go here. And maybe he should have done that before castling. Go here, and then I would have had to trade off my bishop. My bishop is doing quite good here, so I think that's something that he missed, but we'll find out. Okay. My problem was I didn't have anything for this knight to do. Now I do have something for it to do. Let's double these pawns. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. That doesn't seem bad to me at all. If anything, I feel like it just helped me out because how does he defend? Eight minutes. I am getting a little bit risky here bringing my queen into the action. Maybe a better move might have been to push the pawn, but the idea here is I'm attacking this pawn here, so he needs to move his bishop to defend it. And I can kick this back, take, he takes, and then I take, and then he doubles. And then he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 pawn islands. And I've got all of my pawns connected. Now, one move I did miss was this one here. I did miss that move. But honestly, I still think it's pretty good. I still think it's pretty good. I don't like where my queen is right now, so I can always bring my queen back. And then I can push the pawn up here. Even better might be bringing, I'm at 6 minutes, so I got to speed it up a little bit. Even here might be better. That might actually be better than hello Wave, welcome. I've never seen you before, so welcome. Guys, I'm gonna pop it up here. I'm gonna interrupt the game. Please follow if you are watching it and enjoying. So yeah, here felt better. I can still push here. This pawn's got a little bit of protection, and we've got stuff going on here as well. So a lot going on. But yeah, I definitely see this as an option in the very near future. And let's say he goes back just here randomly, then that would be trapped. He would have to take, I take, and then I've got that coming up next move. So yeah, a lot going on, RTWVTY, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Team Wiggy. Flocky, thank you for the follow. Sorry, I didn't say that. That must have been when I ducked off for a few minutes. Let me just bring this back, see if I missed anyone else. No, I don't think so. I am looking at him playing f5, but that seems risky as well with the bishop lined up on the king. So I'm not entirely sure what his plan is here. I feel like f5 is probably his best move. Oh, okay. Is that like a like an autofocus, like that one? I am working on getting a new camera. Yeah, okay, so he finds it. He finds it. Yeah, I am working on getting a new camera. Unfortunately, I don't know how to turn the autofocus off on that one. It's always been a problem for me. But I am looking at getting new cameras for the setup, but they are quite expensive. So I don't think I'm ready for that commitment yet. So the problem is, I don't want his rook coming down. My knight's doing really strong here, so he needs to find a way to deal with that. Meanwhile, I don't want to take, I don't want to let him in. I don't want to push, and then this sort of becomes a bit of a burden after he takes, I take, and then the push. Ideas start coming in. But now, if I take here, he can't take here anymore, so he has to take with the bishop, and this is very good for me. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I'll have something good to go with there. With the discovered check, the double attacks. So by playing the rook there, I can actually move in. Okay, so we're both down to 5 minutes. Okay, so he goes there. He goes there, so he gets rid of that, so that he can still play the rook down. That's clever. Okay, okay. Take. I almost blundered. Three minutes. What do I do? I almost blundered again. I gotta do something, I gotta make a move. Okay. I gotta move. I gotta move. Man, I'm not finding the moves. I'm not finding them. I'm cracking under pressure. Yeah, I really do value feedback. So it's something. Believe me, I'm definitely working on it. Definitely working on achieving greatness. You know, but just trying to find the right camera. Okay, I better focus because I've only got 2 minutes left. How are we going, Barney? Welcome back. Good to see you again. The question is, if he goes knight to a5, do I want to preserve my bishop? I think I do. I think I do. So if he was to go over here, I think I would want to drop it back. Okay, so he goes bishop back here. Cool, cool. Happy with that, I guess. Because I'm not sure what he was trying to achieve there. I am getting ideas of pushing the pawns, and if trade, I can drop back, getting the bishop onto a new diagonal, but I've got other ideas as well. Other plans. He can't move his queen. He can't move his queen because he's put this here, so I always have this move here and then take the bishop. I do find the bishop a bit of a problem as well. The knight, not so much, but still a little bit annoying. Annoying enough that I would like to get rid of it as well. I think I'm in a position where my pieces are, my pawns are just better. So if we traded off everything, I should be able to win this game. Okay. If I go knight there, he takes, I take, threat and checkmate. So, yep. Now I'm threatening checkmate. Oh, I actually have this move as well. And then here. That's cool. So that kind of... That was a nice little trick that presented itself. Okay, so he just gives up the bishop. I think I've got 2 minutes to think about this. I think if I go rook here now, that should just be winning. Because he comes down, I go up, and I've got all of that going on here. I think that should be winning. So if I go there, he goes there, I go there. I mean, it's a little bit riskier than I wanted to play it. But I'm gonna do it. Because I've got the bishop here as well, I can always cut off the connection from the queen and the rook as well. So we should be good here. We should be good. If he had a dark squared bishop on the board, I would be a little bit concerned about putting my king there, but because he gave up his last bishop and it wasn't even a yeah, so he resigns. So 195-day streak as well. All right, good game to my opponent. I'll send him a nice message. But yeah, that was a good game to return, and we are at 1800. Let's go. So I probably made some sort of mistake in here. But I think knight e7 is kind of good move. Yeah, it was definitely a good move. What time is it in my country? It's now 12:30. It's now 12:30. Almost time for lunch / breakfast. Oops. I think he had the same idea that I had of just stopping the bishop pin. This move here can't be good. This move here can't be good. That's not a good move. Sorry, let me just put the analysis screen on. That can't be good. No way. No way. He let me get my bishop to a better square. That can't be good. This is probably my move, which is weaker. So he goes here. He lets me trade off the piece that I was having trouble with. I'm attacking his backwards double isolated pawn. And yeah, I knew about this move, but I didn't really see it being that much of a problem. And I discovered this move after. Am I a title player? Phew, no. Far from it. Far from it. I would like to get the candidate master title. And now, this move here, probably good. Probably good. Take, take. And it'll be interesting to see if that taking was a good move, because I was kind of out of ideas. That can't be good. That can't be good. And yeah, so here, It's either going to pop up that it was a great move or it was just a, what are you doing? But it was so strong. And this is where he cracked under pressure. What does he do here? What does he do here? He doesn't really have a good answer to defending that pawn, so he didn't really crack under pressure. But yeah, this is just crushing. And if he goes here and I go up, what does he have? He doesn't have anything. And even if he wants to bring more pieces into the attack, I've always got this move here. I've always got this move here. This move? Oh, oh, that's strong. So this move, and then here, and then here, and then here. So yeah, he had a rough game towards the end, but I think it was that pawn captures. If he had have captured the other way, I think his game would have been completely different. I only got one great move in that. Mate back there. I hope not for me. Against me. What did I say? I said, let's say, I said here. And I said here. Oh, look at that. Is there something here? I don't think so. I don't think so. But yeah, just get rid of the dramas. And you've got mate on the next move. Maybe that's what you meant. Maybe that's what you meant. Yeah, yeah, on H7. So I don't really look for the mates when I know I've already won. I always tend to take the harder mate. All right, 85% accuracy and a 2200 versus 1650 game rating. Yeah, okay, so let's have a look through the game. Missed win. Ah, the fork trick. Wait, no, that's just a free pawn. What? I always miss that. Oh no. If I had it gone here. Yeah, wow. All that analyzing and I miss a free pawn. Yeah, so he definitely needed to take with the outside pawn. It says that this was the move that I should have done. Okay, pawn breaks. Gotta work on my pawn breaks. Pawn takes, knight takes, knight takes. You know what? And that gets rid of my piece that I wasn't too happy with. Interesting. Missed win. Oh, I had a better way to do the fork. Here. Well. Taking was better. And then pushing here anyway. So a bit of a move order problem again. Oh, that was only good. What was better than that? Okay. Yeah. All right. So that was a good game. Happy with that one. 1800. We're back at 1800. That feels good. And I think that's going to do it for me today. at least in the morning stream. I will be back in about 7 or so hours for the nighttime stream, which will be the Blitz games on the computer, trying to get that Blitz rating up. But the main focus is always going to be over the board, puzzles, learning, improving. And with that, don't forget to follow on whichever platform you're watching. I do videos on YouTube as well. They're coming out weekly at the moment. And other than that, we'll see you next time.